the Church in the Holy Land concluded the Thanksgiving celebrations for the canonization of the Arab saints, Mariam Baouardy and Mary Alphonsine. Construction of the wall in the Cremisan Valley has resumed. A Mass for Peace was celebrated by the Latin Patriarch Emeritus of Jerusalem. Only 2 Christian families live in the Palestinian town of Tulkarem, struggling between local solidarity and the desire to emigrate. The Vesuvian Chorale performed songs from the Neapolitan tradition in the setting of the Notre Dame Auditorium. The Holy Land is still experiencing an atmosphere of feasting after the canonization of the 2 Arab religious who lived here and who made history, Mariam of Jesus Crucified Baouardy and Mary Alphonsine Gattas. Following the canonization by Pope Francis, which took place last May in Rome, local Christians have taken part in numerous celebrations. Faithful and religious participated in Thanksgiving Masses in various places throughout the Holy Land. In Bethlehem on August the 26th, Patriarch Monsignor Fouad Toual presided over the Holy Mass. St. Mariam of Jesus Crucified was known for her silent prayer of contemplation and worship, while St. Mary Alphonsine stood out for her practical life. And we need both the contemplative and the practical life. At the Carmelite convent of Bethlehem, the prayer of the religious was combined with the desire to take some steps towards sainthood.
I thank God for those 2 saints because through them the Lord has helped me know that we can all receive His grace that God gives to everyone, but particularly to those who open their hearts and who accept this gift and who walk on the path of holiness.
According to the liturgical calendar, St. Mariam Baouardy's feast is on August the 26th, but in Nazareth the commemoration took place on the following Sunday, August the 30th, to allow more faithful to participate. The Basilica of the Annunciation was crowded, and the Patriarchal Vicar of Nazareth, Monsignor Marcuzzo, presided over the Eucharistic celebration.
Oggi abbiamo naturalmente insistito sul fatto che questa santa è una santa della Terra.
Today we of course emphasize the fact that this saint is a saint of the Holy Land. She has a holiness that is Nazarene, apostolic and of the Spirit. These aspects that are linked to the Holy Land, to its country, its culture, its language, and we invited all of the faithful to be truly, as St. Paul said in Ephesians, sons of the homeland of the saints. Even today the Holy Land is home to the saints.
Nell'epistola agli Efesini, a essere i figli della patria dei santi. La Terra Santa è la patria dei santi anche oggi.
Daughter of the Holy Land, as she was called by John Paul II in her beatification, Mariam Baouardy was the first Carmelite in the Holy Land.
Il più bel insegnamento che Mariam ha lasciato a noi.
The most beautiful teaching that Mary left us was humility, and I also stress prayer and faith, but above all, extreme humility, with all of the mystical graces she had, with all of the predictions and prophecies that later came true. She was extremely humble, naturally humble.
Lei era estremamente umile, come naturalmente umile.
Mary Alphonsine was also marked by strong religious mystical experiences. Born in Jerusalem, she founded the Congregation of the Sisters of the Rosary, the first and only congregation of Arab origin in the Holy Land.
The fact that the founder of the congregation is a saint is even more of a daily motivation for all of the members of the congregation.
The lives of these 2 sisters was a witness and continues to be an example that witnesses to Christians in this place.
They give us a great example for, first of all, the love of Jesus, but also they have something in common, which is the love for Mary. So they also encourage us to love Mary and to, especially that we are in Nazareth, which is the city of Mary. So they encourage us to, first of all, to love Mary and also to be saints through that, like they did.
For compatriots of Mariam Baouardy and Mary Alphonsine, the recognition of the holiness of 2 women who have experienced their own way of life is a great cause for celebration.
We are very proud to have 2 saints from our land. We have the honor to live in this land. They teach us how to live the word of Christ, and happy feast to all of you.
After breathing a sigh of relief, the 58 Christian families of the Palestinian Cremisan Valley plunged into a nightmare on August the 17th, when they received an update about last Easter's decision of the Israeli Supreme Court to accept the petition against the construction of a section of the separation wall. Israeli bulldozers arrived at Baouardy and uprooted about 50 centuries-old olive trees in order to resume building a portion of the wall. For this reason, a Mass was celebrated by the Latin Patriarch Emeritus of Jerusalem, Monsignor Michel Sabat, on Sunday, August the 30th, at the Latin parish of Beit Jala in Bethlehem, to pray for peace for this suffering land. After the celebration, the Patriarch Emeritus, together with the parish priest, Father Akhdam Hijazin, and the citizens of Beit Jala, marched to the land that had been seized, carrying an icon of the Virgin Mary while singing, "Lord of Peace, give peace to our land." The support of the Church for the local people remains an essential aspect of this intricate legal issue.
Noi siamo qui in un posto, in un sito dove le autorità israeliane hanno deciso di
We live in a place, a site where the Israeli authorities decided to continue building the separation wall. They say that these lands belong to them, to the Israeli people, and we say that in spite of all their decisions, the land belongs to the Palestinians. The landowners remain here despite all the unjust decisions, and in spite of power, law and violence, the land belongs to its owners, the people of Beit Jala, namely the Palestinians who live here.
Il terreno rimane al suo proprietario, cioè alla gente di Beit Jala, cioè ai palestinesi sono qui.
This remains a wound for the local Christians who are witnessing their farmland being snatched away from them. We came here to say that we have roots in this land and that we defend our land and will redeem it with our prayers. They have uprooted olive trees that were 2,000 years old, planted at the time of Christ. They want to eradicate our Palestinian roots from this land. However, today we came to proclaim that we are staying. This complicated matter has been adopted by the local church, which every Friday over the past few years has celebrated Mass under the olive trees of the valley to pray for a stop to the building of the wall. They have raised a double wall, a wall on the ground and one in their hearts. One day the wall in their hearts will crumble and the wall on the ground will collapse too. Meantime, we wait, relying on God.
Ci fidiamo a Dio.
The Palestinian town of Tulkarem derives its name from the Aramaic Tulkarem, which means Mountain of the Vineyards. It's located in the north of the West Bank and has a population of over 45,000 people. However, these days, only 2 Christian families remain in this place.
I came here with my husband. There were many Christians here. We used to visit with one another and go to church together. But unfortunately, over time, they all immigrated and we were left alone.
وبعدين المسيحية كلها هاجرت راحت. ضلينا احنا لوحدنا هون.
The only church today in Tulkarem is the Orthodox Church dedicated to St. George, built in the early 19th century. Unfortunately, this church is closed due to the small Christian presence and also because there is no priest here. It is only opened when visitors come to see it. Today, the number of Christians, including young people and adults, is 15, while in 1967 there were more than 1,000 here. After the war and the subsequent Israeli occupation of the Palestinian territories, 50% of the people emigrated, and the rest of the families left in the following years. The local government gives special attention to these two families, considered an integral part of the Palestinian social environment. We support our fellow Christians who live in this city. The cross meets the crescent, and as friends we meet in a relationship that does not have a religious character. It's a relationship of respect, love and true coexistence. We visit them in times of either joy or sadness, in addition to taking part in their celebrations, and they do the same with us.
تمايز بمحبة بعلاقة تعايش حقيقية. إحنا منزورهم بأفراحهم وأطراحهم ومناسباتهم وأيضا هم كذلك.
إخواننا المسيحيين إحنا شعب واحد يعني ما كان في تمييز.
We are one people with our Christian brothers, and there is no discrimination. I am 58 years old, and I live among Christians in an area of Nablus. They are an essential component of the Palestinian people. The best thing about Christians is that they fast with us during the month of Ramadan, and they are very careful not to hurt our feelings, even when they get to be in the majority. A small group of Christians live in Tulkarem. We respect them, they have their church, and we seek a way of communicating with them.
في طولكرم في محافظة طولكرم عندنا يعني مجموعة من المواطنين اللي بنحترمهم في كنيسة وفي إحنا يعني بنبحث على كل وسيلة كيف إحنا يعني يكون في تواصل بيننا وبينهم.
I have difficulties in Jerusalem because a few singers start crying while they sing. Being in Jerusalem brings up lots of emotions. An explosion of songs of the Neapolitan tradition was sung in the auditorium of the Notre Dame Pontifical Institute's enchanting setting in Jerusalem on August the 27th. The Vesuvian Chorale, founded in 1991 on a pilgrimage to the Holy Land, wanted to give an hour of songs during their stay in Jerusalem to an audience that had gathered for the occasion. The chorale's songs turned this concert into an intimate family gathering.
And today is their second night in Jerusalem, and they are doing a public event, and they're going to do the performance to the locals who are living in the city.
This is an exchange between the Israeli Cultural Ministry, our culture, as well as the Neapolitan culture. It's a way to feel close to each other in a brotherly atmosphere that we want to maintain. I thought this was the best way to celebrate our 25 years of existence, being here in Jerusalem.
5 anni e mi è sembrato il modo migliore di farlo, essere presente qui a Gerusalemme.
From China to Turkey, also travelling through Italy and America, the Vesuvian Chorale arrived at the gates of the Holy City. This gives us a sense of satisfaction, and it is a continual experience. For a small music teacher, I've achieved many goals.
Particolarmente significativo per me.
It is particularly significant to me to be part of this experience of dialogue, this experience of gathering, in a time when everyone builds walls. In Europe, we would like to build bridges instead, like in the Middle East, with the universal language, the one that everyone understands. That is the language of music, the language of art, the language of beauty and friendship, the language of love that ultimately inspires every form of art.
Ispira ultimamente ogni forma d'arte.
This is a choir that, thanks to their acquired knowledge, has become the bearer of a message full of meaning, an example for everyone.
Poi qui c'è un valore aggiunto perché come cristiani in qualche modo siamo entrambi.
Here there is an added value because as Christians we are all somehow citizens of two cities, our city and Jerusalem. We are all born in Jerusalem, and coming here is like going back to our origins. And it is like finding the primary source that inspires all of our work, our labour, and particularly the effort of the choir. They are all working people, adults who are passionate about bringing here a message of peace and friendship, who gather here to be a witness for the Church that goes out to all people, bringing them a message of reconciliation, harmony and peace.
Di incontrare le persone, di portare a tutti un messaggio di riconciliazione, di concordia e di pace.
Terra Santa News is a production of the Christian Media Center in Jerusalem, Holy Land. For more information about Terra Santa News and the Christian Media Center, please check out our website at the bottom of the screen. You'll also be able to subscribe to our newsletter, to view live video feeds from the Holy Land, as well as visit our Facebook and YouTube pages and follow our Twitter feed. Come visit the website of Terra Santa News.